Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Arun Deer, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm an upper GI and gastrointestinal surgeon, and I see my life's mission as making a positive impact in the lives of people today. I have a special guest with me today, and we've come to know each other pretty well. It is John. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much.
And I want to ask you a few questions. John and I have known each other now for just under 12 months, I would say, or maybe 13 months. John is a retired school teacher, and I've got a few questions that I want to ask you, John.
Thank you.
If you can share it with our audience. John, I know you started your career in 1975, and you've been a teacher for a long time.
43 years.
What I want to ask you is that you had been struggling with weight issues.
Very much so.
Your sort of most of your working career.
Yes.
How was that impacting the role that you were in as a teacher? Did you ever feel judged? Did you feel you were compromised in some ways because of your health or weight issues in doing the best you could at that time?
Very much so, very much so. When you wake up of a morning and you got to think of putting on some different clothes, and it's the same clothes as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, believe it or not, the students realise this. But the main thing is the health issue, where it affects so many other parts of your body. And thank goodness the doctors turned my life around. And I was having health issues, 62 years of age in September, and with my heart I can't afford to depart this earth too soon. I've got a beautiful granddaughter who weighs 3 times the weight that I've lost, and I love playing with her on the ground. But it certainly has impacted the change in my working career.
So in November last year, John, you committed to weight loss surgery with us.
Yes.
And I'm sure there must have been some questions, some fears in your mind that you were sort of, you had to deal with in order to overcome and make that decision for your own self. Can you just take us through that? What were your fears and how did you manage to overcome them?
I was told very clearly that all surgery has a small percentage of risk. But then you need to look at the risk from my point of view of leaving this earth with a bad heart because I was so obese, or taking that small chance. And the professionals that dealt with me in hospital, and certainly the doctor here, have been absolutely brilliant. And I'm a different man, I can feel differently, and those concerns were quickly eliminated prior to the operation, and certainly after the operation when the weight started to fall off and I started feeling $1 million.
So how's life different today, John?
Oh, we look after our granddaughter twice a week. She weighs 9 kilos. That's 3 times. I've lost 27 kilos, and I can pick her up, and it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful, when my 17-month-old granddaughter puts her arms out for Poppy to pick her up, and I can pick her up without perspiring, without breathing heavy, without my wife saying, "Put her down, you're going to have a heart attack," and feel so refreshed. And I can play on the carpet with her. It is a new type of life, and I'm feeling marvellous. My tennis, which I've played for many, many years on a Tuesday night, I can run fast around the courts, and my tennis partner don't think that I'm going to have a heart attack after I've hit a good shot. And I don't drink as much water as I used to, which is marvellous. So it's certainly a new way of life, and I'm dealing with it very positively.
Great. And you had some sleep apnea issues as well. How's that going?
Very much. I'm seeing the specialist in June, but there's no problem, having a great sleep. But the wonderful thing is my blood pressure, which I've dealt with since 1980. The Education Department gave free tests. I went to the doctor free of charge, and he was astonished that my blood pressure was 200 on 100 in 1988, that was. And since then, it's been under control with medication, but since the operation, 21st of November, it's come right down 110 on 80, which my local GP is wrapped in, and more importantly, so am I.
Great. Last question, John. Is there any message that you want to give to our audience?
Do it. I'm 62 in September. You don't want to wait till you retire. You don't want to wait for that first stroke. You don't want to wait for that first heart attack, because you may not get a second one. The best thing to do is do it. Do it there and then. I had 3 specialists. My prostate specialist, my heart specialist, and my sleep apnea specialist said I need to lose 50 kilos yesterday. I did it, and they're very, very happy with the results. And more importantly, I'm walking minimum 10,000 a day thanks to the Fitbit, and I'm feeling marvellous. But don't put it off. Don't put it off until it is too late, because the only person to blame is yourself, that you should have done this when you could have had a great life feeling rejuvenated, as I've done. Because let's be honest, the only person who puts food in our mouth is ourselves. I've never been to a buffet where you sit down and they force feed you. I've always been to the buffet and gone for it.
That is so true.
It is so true. And now I'm restricted, happily restricted in regard to the quantity. But then again, the downside is you are still the person who puts the food in your mouth. And if you constantly eat dim sims or the wrong foods that the dietitian tells you not to eat, it's not as successful as you would like. And you're the only person who's going to suffer.
And as you're saying, John, very correctly, that, weight loss surgery is a tool. At the
Very
end
much
of the
so.
day, you are the individual who can actually get the most out of this tool if you are told and if you know how to use it properly.
Very much so.
Great, John. I'm so excited for you, and I thank you so much in terms of, your ability to share this message so openly
No worries.
with our audience. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much
Thank you
indeed.
once again.
Certainly been a wonderful continued journey that I'm making.
Pleasure.
And you've given me a new lease of life. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thanks, John.